quick overview of the push workout, aka triceps, shoulders, and chest that we're going to hit today in that order. This is a program for online training client Mr. Colt Ford, and our goal is to recompose our bodies, which is losing fat and building muscle at the same time, and this workout will do the trick. Okay, so we're going to start off, of course, with 10 minutes of warm-up cardio. Just get good and sweaty. Then we're going to do an activation tricep, meaning 3 exercises in a row with no breaks. So we're going to start with dips, rear deltoids, side deltoids, and then right back to dips again. And we're going to do all of these in a row, basically like a little circuit until we're done with all of them. That's going to get us good and sweaty. All right, then we're going to go into a superset, which again, like a tricep, we're going to hit the first exercise and then the second exercise immediately after. Now, when Cole gets this workout program in the email that I'm about to send right now, all he has to do is click on the link, and then bam, the video comes up of me explaining how to do it in about 45 to 60 seconds, depending on the exercise. So that's what those look like. And then after we work shoulders and pecs, we're going to do a compound exercise for the pecs, which is a reverse grip decline press and then cable high face pulls. Then we're going to end with a burnout tricep. This is going to be grueling. We're starting with low incline presses where we're going to run the entire rack, and then front Y raises, and finishing with dumbbell pullovers. So this whole workout is basically HIIT cardio, which is why I never write HIIT cardio in my workout programs. It always starts with low intensity, ends with low intensity, and there's never any HIIT because low intensity has been shown to burn the most fat, which is our goal when we're in the gym. And all of this is HIIT cardio. So he's definitely going to have a good afterburn going on. And then a full summary at the end. That's pretty much it. Oh, and then the cool down cardio, we do 20 minutes minimum, meaning we have to do at least 20 minutes. And then when that 20-minute mark hits, that's when you have to make a decision and go, okay, am I hormonally in a good place to do another 10 minutes? Anything past 30 minutes, then you're just getting, unless you're on contest prep, you're just going to be shooting your cortisol levels through the roof. Even on contest prep, I rarely do more than 30 minutes in one time. If anything, you can break it up into chunks throughout the day if you really need to do more cardio. But for what we're doing, we're not getting shredded right now. We're just lean, muscular, and focusing on building muscle with a good amount of conditioning. So this 20 to 30 minutes of cardio post-workout is key. This is where you're going to burn the most amount of fat. All of this here, yeah, it burns a lot of calories and it gets your heart rate up. But after you've done all that and your testosterone's high, your growth hormone's high naturally because of all these exercises that you just did, and if your diet's on point, this cardio is...
Okay, Heavenly Father, your King David said to the people of Israel, your people, he trains my hands for war so that my arms can bend a bow of bronze. Lord, today, the work that I'm doing, I ask that you would strengthen my hands in the same way that you strengthened David. Your governor, Nehemiah, the foreman that oversaw the building and the construction of the walls of Jerusalem, he said, but now, God, strengthen my hands. Again, I'm asking for strength today, God, if it be your will. And then, of course, not by might, not by power, but by your spirit, as your prophet Zechariah said. Lord, I understand that everything that I do today, anything that's good, isn't of my own doing, therefore can't have pride in it at all. But I just want to glorify you today, God. I commit everything that I do, everything that I am, my family, my businesses, my body and my soul into your hands, into my Savior, in the blessed name of Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Kicking things off with this activation tricep, going to get some blood flowing into the shoulders and the triceps. Technically, we start with the machine dips, but this one's more important. So I'm going to show you this exercise first. I'm using the side deltoid machine to hit the rear delts. One of my favorite ways to hit those suckers. And then you don't need to put your hands like where they're supposed to go on the machine. I get a way better side delt activation when I put my hands right here. And I don't know why. I just feel it better there. So on the machine dips, you want to treat this more like a tricep kickback. That'll really help to make sure that you're not using your front deltoids and your chest on this exercise. There's way better exercises for the chest, but the machine dips, if done effectively, will really nail and get a good pump in the triceps. Okay, this is my favorite shoulder press variation in the gym, facing backwards, and it feels like a behind the neck press. That's kind of how I think of it. with your wrist turned all the way out like that, it hurts. Like, it doesn't feel natural, but man, oh man, it really blows up that side deltoid. So this has been one of my favorites. And then I'm going to jump right over from there to the Pec Deck Machine using the palms up, because that's going to bring in more of the upper chest. You'll feel the difference. The key to a good physique, as Chris Bumstead, Mr. Olympia, says, is all in the wrist. Getting some front delts in here too, which is kind of a good thing, because then when you go back to the shoulder presses, it makes sure that you're really isolating that side delt. Okay, now we're going to load up the weight with my favorite bench press variation on the Smith machine because it's safer. But this is a supinated decline bench press, and this works the entire pectoralis muscle. It works the decline angle, brings in the lower pecs, and the supinated wrist brings in the upper pecs. And I'm doing face pulls right here. This is for the rear delts. Also gets some blood flow into the biceps, so that's kind of a bonus. So you'll notice a little bit better leverage when you're doing your bench presses. So this is a real nice superset going back and forth between these two. My rep scheme on this one is 15 plus 5, you'll notice. 4 sets of this. And what that means is the first 15 reps are going to be with strict form. And then once you get to 15, you should fail around there. So pick a weight to where you can do that. And then right now you can see I'm starting to fail. So I'm having to do some forced reps, and I'm forcing those last 5 out. And the eccentric is, of course, very slow and controlled on those. All right. And then hopping back to the bench press for another 8 reps on this. The pump is so good on this one. It really takes the strain off of the front delts too. So it's different. I mean, stop doing your flat bench press. If you get one thing out of this video, stop doing flat bench press for a month. Do this, come back, and tell me if you don't get 5, 10, 15 pounds of a better 1 rep max on your bench. Finishing off with one more tricep, hitting the pecs, the shoulders, and a muscle called the Serratus Anterior. So now we're starting with dumbbell low incline presses. We're going to do 4 sets of 10. And just for the record, I am doing 12 reps on these. I know I'm not the strongest guy in the gym, but I wasn't feeling 10 reps, and so I was kind of burnt out at this point. So we're doing 10 reps, and then the last set is going to be running the entire rack, meaning you're going to pick a weight that you can do 10 reps for, and then you're going to drop the weight. In my case, I'm dropping 10 pounds, and I'm just going till failure every single set. And you do that until you can press for 20 reps. As soon as you can press past 20 reps, then at that point, it's kind of ridiculous, and you're not really doing a whole lot anymore. It's just cardio after that. So this is just going to maximize the muscle breakdown, really tear up those fibers, and push those pecs to the absolute limit. Notice the angle of the bench is right above flat. That is perfect for hitting the upper pecs, because any higher, like even on a standard incline bench, is almost a little too high. I get too much front delt activation out of it. The front of my shoulders kind of take over. And to really hit those pecs, that lower incline is just a real sweet spot. Okay, and then this is the shoulder finisher. We call these front Y raises. We're going to do 3 triple drop sets. And these are going to humble you. So you want to start with the weight very low. I'm doing 50 pounds right now, dropping it to 40, doing another 7 reps, and then dropping it to 30 and doing a final 7 reps. Notice the wrist position. I start with my pinkies up to stretch the rear deltoid, and then I pull with the rear deltoid to twist my arm, and I'm actually finishing with my thumbs pointed upwards. What that does is it brings in the front deltoid. So by that time, you've hit all 3 heads of the delts. Also, as a bonus, it works the rotator cuff. This is a very good rotational exercise for mobility, which is something that you definitely want to do. This is a great time to do it at the end of your workout after your deltoids are pretty much shot. That muscle inside called the rotator cuff, it's a little muscle. You can't see it, and so people tend to forget about it. But if the delts overpower it, then you're just waiting to do an overhead press that's a little too heavy. One wrong move and snap. You want to fix that muscle imbalances. And one of the best way to do that is to incorporate rotational exercises like the one that you just saw me do. It's just a great finisher. I did not have time to do dumbbell pullovers, so the workout was completed without that exercise. Not to worry, as you can see, I did find some old footage of one of my previous demo videos on this exercise. Now, this works the serratus anterior, this muscle right here. It's underneath your pecs, and it ties in your pecs to your lats. Now, it's one of those ones that you don't really need to isolate that much because you work it when you do pulling exercises and when you do pressing exercises. It's one of those muscles that's kind of hidden, but it's used in a lot of different compound lifts. This move is something that's good to have on the end of your workout, especially if you're trying to hit your chest. And what you want to do is have your hands close together and keep pushing your elbows together, and that'll engage your chest because it can be really easy for your back to want to take over. Your lats are a much bigger muscle group, so you want to use a heavier weight than what you would normally do like a pressing move with, but you don't want it to be so heavy to where your pecs just can't handle it and your serratus can't handle it, and then your lats start to take over. Make sure that you track your workout after every time that you're done, because if you don't take the time to do it right then and there, you're going to forget all of your lifts. And it's important because, yes, we're looking for muscle hypertrophy. We're looking for a pump. We're looking to get the mind inside the muscle. And there's a lot more to it, I know, than what you see on paper. But when you write down what you just did in your workout, first of all, you have a running log of everything that you just did. So then next time you go to bench, you can go, you're not having to guess and you don't know if you're actually making progress or not. You can look and go, oh, okay, 4 weeks ago, bam, that's what I was hitting for bench. Or 1 week ago, bam, that's what I was hitting for bench. Every single week, you should be increasing in either an extra rep or like, even if it's 2.5 extra pounds, even if it's only a one set. If you get a little bit better every single year, what do they say? 1% better every day of the year is 360% better by the end of the year. That's pretty amazing. So keep that in mind. And deltoid destillators, they are on our website as well. If you book a coaching call with me, you get 10% off. So have fun, enjoy the push workout, and let me know in the comments what you thought below. I'd be flattered if you subscribe to our channel and left a comment with any feedback that you may have. Thanks a lot, and God bless.